Hey guys, so I feel like I would have needed this video when I really got into manifestation or just in general for over life. This is a really good video. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about self-sabotage and how it affects your manifestation. So self-sabotage, what is self-sabotage? Self-sabotage is having negative thoughts all the time, having self-critical thoughts of yourself, overly self-critical thoughts, which causes you to judge other people, which causes you to have lack of accountability for things, for just placing the blame outside of yourself all the time. Some behaviors of self-sabotage are procrastination, are like I said, judging yourself and actually criticizing other people really harshly too. If you're always criticizing other people, then you have self-sabotaging tendencies as well. And when you make excuses for your behaviors, when you have a fear of doing what is necessary to achieve certain goals, when you start backtracking on your goals, when you start telling yourself that, oh, it's okay, and letting yourself slip consistently, then you have self-sabotaging behavior. It's like very self-defeated, self-deprecating thoughts, self-deprecating actions, always just having a feeling of never feeling good enough. And what it really stems from is, of course, you guys, you know, I'm going to say it, that it really stems from shame, and not just shame, but fear, and more so fear of the unknown, fear of even things working out is causes people to self-sabotage. I know I specifically had that problem when I started to get certain things in my life. Sorry guys, I feel like I have like a dog, my dog's hair. I was playing with my dog this morning. I feel like I have her hair all over my face. But so yeah, I had that issue whenever I first started to go after certain things in my life. Whenever I would start to get progress, I would start to gain progress, I would get fearful. I noticed I would start to get fearful, and I would start backtracking on certain things and questioning if I deserved it. And it would cause me to act out in a lot of behaviors that were just not good for me. And it affects our relationships as well. So with our partners, I remember when I was trying to come out of self-sabotaging behaviors, I noticed I was dealing with someone where when every time something was going good, I would start getting those little negative thoughts in my head, and I would kind of make up scenarios that weren't true, but they ended up being true because, as we know, we have the ability to create in our mind, in which I created a lot of problems that probably would not have been there if I was able to allow myself to be happy, you guys, to allow yourself to give over to your desires, to allow yourself to be present in the moment. So I did a few videos back about like more so being present in the moment and being here now. It's when you're living too far in the past or living in the future and you're not allowing yourself to stay present and grounded in the moment and being open to receive, which causes you to self-sabotage a lot of your manifestations that were already in progress. So how does it affect your manifestations, you guys? So it's just like, I'll say like lottery winners, like they get a lot of money, but because they already had some deprecating thoughts or behaviors or patterns, they usually go broke within a certain amount of years because they did not do the inner work to believe that they were fully worthy to have all this money. They had a set point of how much money that they were able to have in their current reality. And I know this from a business owner standpoint. I'm still kind of like working through some of this, that I noticed that when, especially with money habits and actually making a lot of money and having a lot of money, the fear of actually having a lot of money is real. But not even just that, but actually spending money or even hoarding money. When you hoard money, that sends out the signal that, well, clearly you don't need all this money. So things will start happening around you to where you have to spend that money, and being able to, and then you'll go back down to a level that makes you feel comfortable. So let's say I'm only used to having like $5,000 in my bank. This is just a general analogy, but if I'm used to having that much in my bank and say I get like $50,000 or whatever, then because of my $5,000 mindset, I'm going to start having little sabotaging behaviors. I'm going to overspend. I'm going to just buy stupid shit, or I'm going to, something's going to start happening in my reality that's going to make me have to spend all this money until I come back down to the $5,000 where I feel comfortable at. So it really is a mind thing, you guys. Self-sabotage starts in here first, and it makes us backtrack on our manifestations, especially when we're used to having that set point of everything always going wrong in our life, or everything always, we have that assumption that, oh, well, things are too good to be true. Well, they sure will eventually be too good to be true for you. So a lot of the times when we are in the process of working on our behaviors, that's why it's so good to practice that self-regulation. If you check my video I believe it came out yesterday, then you'll see where I talk about doing certain rituals and behaviors and certain habits consistently that will help you self-regulate, and which also helps you defeat having self-sabotage behaviors, because you need to fill up your space with the things that you want to consume in your mind, that you are worthy of having this. And it's about building the trust in yourself. So if you have not watched that video, my previous video, please go watch that, because that's going to give you a little bit more of what understanding of what I'm talking about when it comes to self-sabotaging behaviors in relation to your manifestation, and how even when things start to go right, you get kind of comfortable, and then you start having those little thoughts, and then you start backtracking on yourself and backtracking on your manifestations, and then you end up with something that you didn't want, or something quite close to but not fully 100%, because you couldn't allow yourself to be happy, you couldn't allow yourself to be present, you couldn't allow yourself to enjoy the process and to build that trust in yourself through doing certain behaviors, through changing your mindset, and actually having an action behind the thing that you want to accumulate. Because I know sometimes we could say, oh, we're just manifesting with our mind and we're just going to sit here and it's going to come into a fruition. And that could very well be true if you have a mindset, a steady mindset, that is what's going to happen for you. But you do have to have a little bit of an action that will go with the manifestation in order to keep it. So if I say that I want $50,000, like, what do people with $50,000 do? What are some behaviors? What are some money behaviors? So even if you don't have it now, you can look up certain behaviors and start to generate those behaviors. So by the time the $50,000 gets to you, you'll feel worthy of it, because you have a knowledge of having what it would be like to manage a certain amount of money. And that's honestly me speaking to myself, because as I've been making more money, I've realized where there are some little spaces and some little pockets where I still have a little bit of limiting beliefs that I would like to work on, and I would like to put an action or a ritual behind that, so that way I can be a little bit more prepared as the more money comes in, and actually not restricting myself, not hoarding, because I don't want to send out into the universe that I actually do not want this thing. Okay, so I hope that makes sense, you guys. A little bit on self-sabotage. Please be kind to yourself. Please know that you are worth it, and know that it takes time to change your mindset, especially if you've had a whole bunch of shame and fear around being great, or you know, you've been told that you don't deserve or that you'll never be. It takes a little bit of time, but you can pull yourself up, you guys. It's really about you doing the work. No one is going to do it for you. I can't come manifest it for you. You have to be the one to pull yourself up and take accountability. So if you aren't sure of where your mindset is, or you don't have an inkling, or if you feel like you might have a little bit of shame attached to something, download my free mindset assessment sheet. It's in the description box, and I hope that this video helped you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.